September will be the 4th month that Jupiter, the planet of luck, wisdom and abundance, is spending in your sign Cancer. There's still 9 months to go, and the final months of 2025, the Jupiter will be especially well aspected and influential. So I'm not saying this to give you the sense of urgency, rather I urge you to see everything else that's happening in the skies this month through the lens of having Jupiter on your side. I'll try to remind you of that as we go. I am Nadia, the astrologer for people who do not believe in astrology but who love hearing the monthly forecasts, and this is yours for September 2025. The first newsmaker of September will be Saturn. It entered the new for it sign of Aries at the end of May, and now during its yearly retrograde it's slipping back into Pisces right on the 1st of September. This is great for you for two reasons. Reason number one is that while in Aries, Saturn may have shown you something slow, rigid, heavy in your area of career, business, reputation, or something else highly official. It's something you will still have to deal with, but for the time being, for the few months that Saturn will be away, the pressure and the limitations will lift in this official area of your life. Maybe you don't have to do something just yet, or maybe there's a low-hanging fruit that you can pick now while it's available. So official business will be less of a big deal, but also easier. Nothing to be extremely proud of, but also not something to fear. Anyway, Saturn is not disappearing. It's moving to your area of expansion, education, media and culture. It may ask you to work with some effort, but on those more interesting and less high-stakes things. It may also bring results of your previous work in these areas. Basically, if you want to publish, teach, work internationally, or immerse yourself into a completely new area of knowledge or practice, Saturn will help you do it more or less systematically. There will also be a full moon here in this expansive area of your horoscope, which, remember, Jupiter is on your side, points to the possible benefits of just doing the work in something that expands either your own horizons or somebody else's. Another reason why you may like it is that here Saturn is a little weaker, so not as demanding or harsh, and that Pisces is a friendly to you water sign. It will not be as hard for you to do what it asks, and the Saturn itself will be relatively lenient. And it will possibly even help you prepare for Saturn re-entering Aries in February 2026. Before we come any further, by now you probably know it pays to watch the forecast for both your sun sign and your rising sign. As good as that is, it still will not show you how the transits we're talking about are affecting the other important points in your chart, like your Venus or your midheaven. It will also not tell you how your progress chart is unfolding, which is basically your individual developmental plan. That's the kind of deeper personal layer that I cover in private readings, and you can book one with me through the link up here and below in the description. Now back to your month ahead. Mercury will quickly move through the sign of Virgo, entering it on the 2nd of September and exiting on the 18th. In your horoscope, Virgo stands for reasoning, intellectual labor, communication, the topics you are working with or on, and how you use your voice. And also for short trips, which may be travel, but only to places that do not seem exotic. While Mercury is in Virgo, there will be more of all of that in your life, and it will also be helping you deal with it efficiently. It will help you stay sharp, find the right words, learn new things, keep discussions professional, and be more solution-oriented. At times, it may seem like too much. Your brain may protest, so make sure to take some time every day to wind down and defocus, doing something that allows the brain to relax. If you're having problems with that, try singing, taking brisk walks or jogging, and maybe some crafts, doing something with your hands. Days between the 3rd and the 7th may be stressful, but also full of possibilities for you when it comes to home and family. There may be some conflict. If there is one, stop and think of whether it's an opportunity for you to change, to learn something, to try something new. Alternatively, you may also experience it as a burst of energy for domestic projects, renovations, or maybe for asserting yourself within family matters. It may also be someone from your family being an ass, which may give you enough of the angry energy to show them. And right after that, on the 7th of September, we have our full moon in Pisces, which dubs as a lunar eclipse. It's a strong and a kind of a beneficial one. Since it's an eclipse, it's less about making smart decisions and more about going with the flow, which doesn't have to be passive. I mean, try to be passive, being carried somewhere by a current, and it probably will not end really well for you. But trying to fight the current is also not recommended. So in the areas that Pisces rules over in your horoscope, do what needs to be done. Adapt to what's happening and just say yes to what comes up. What areas of your life are these? Well, the same that I was talking about when I was talking about Saturn returning to Pisces. It's everything that expands either your own horizons or somebody else's. So it's higher education, teaching, culture, media, publishing, travel, international work. Trust your destiny in these areas of life. Mercury will move on to Libra on the 18th of September, which again, Libra is your area of home and family, and Mercury here can help you with the small stuff here. Paperwork relating to where you live, small repairs, some shopping, familial obligations, collective decisions that require talking with your close ones. Now to Venus. It will spend most of the month in Leo, which it entered on the 25th of August. Leo is your area of personal finance. So it's what you earn, what you buy with what you earn and what you own. Earnings, spending and private property basically. Venus here is great for shopping, especially in September, since in July it was still too busy aspecting the slow planets in the skies, and come September it has a bit more of a free reign. It can also help you sell stuff, but only if you genuinely like the stuff. And it's great for seeing the real value of what you actually have in your possession and finding new ways to use it with pleasure. Then on the 19th, it moves on and enters Virgo to make your communication style more seductive, diplomatic and pleasing, appealing. It's also your cue to talk about the matters of the heart or to educate yourself on art, beauty or fashion. Coincidentally, here come the fashion weeks. Then on the 21st of September, we have the new moon in Virgo. That is unusual in two ways. Firstly, it's a solar eclipse. And secondly, I'm not sure you remember, but we already had one new moon in Virgo last month already. It happens once every 1 to 2 years that we have a new moon at the very beginning of the sign, and then the next new moon falls right at the end. So it's interesting, but not unheard of. With the previous new moon in Virgo, you may have started something to do with writing, learning, so some form of intellectual labor or maybe even transportation. And with this one, you will see how the universe will respond. Chances are you have overextended yourself somewhat. This happens when Jupiter is in your sign, so it's not wrong, but this eclipse may serve you as a correction. It's like letting you know what is unsustainable, where you've taken up too much, what doesn't feel right, or what doesn't feel like it's worth the effort. The influence of Saturn is also sobering. It demands that you choose something to truly work on and let go of something you will not work on. So maybe you will have to correct your message so it's more aligned with your values or with the more important message that you want to get across. Finally, Mars will leave Libra for Scorpio on the 22nd of September. Now, remember, Jupiter is in your sign. Saturn just returned to Pisces, another fellow water sign, and is friendly. And now Mars is also entering a water sign, which Scorpio is a water sign. From here, Mars is also connecting to you with more ease, demands less, and supports more. Specifically, it may support your appetite for life, or more specifically, for the things in life that can give you joy. It could be romance or sex, it could be adventures with friends, it could be creative projects, fun, games, child making. Seriously, if you're not planning to have children soon, pay extra attention. And maybe first you will need to get angry about someone living a good life, so you could then use this energy of this anger and direct it towards pleasurable, creative activities. So, as you can see, there's plenty to do, but the pressure is subsiding and support is growing. Maybe not in the way that you have envisioned, but remember to make use of the opportunities that present themselves, whatever they are. If this resonated, consider subscribing to be notified when the next forecast comes out, and have a beautiful September, Cancer.